What's amazing to me in watching the story is the fraud was so bold. The claims you were making were so bold, false, but bold. And it took a while for anyone to figure it out. You made tens of millions of dollars before anybody was like, what the hell's happening here? Before you got an SEC letter. It's crazy how long it went on and how much money you made, despite what seems to be an easily, pierced veil of legitimacy. So can you just give us a couple of things that you guys did to make this company? Well, before we get to that, explain what the theory was that you were selling, because I still don't totally understand. It's like a credit card for crypto. But one of my big questions was, how on earth could you ever fool anybody into thinking such a thing is legitimate? Because they'd be looking for their crypto credit card to arrive in the mail, and then they'd be looking to use it, and they'd find out really fast, this doesn't work. No one accepts this. This actually isn't worth anything.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things to break down there. So basically, when you create one of these companies, you create it based on a concept. And originally, when we were raising the money, we had said that we were in beta testing, right? So we gave them this is a timeline of when the cards would be ready for mass adoption, basically. So the whole time we were raising the money, people weren't expecting cards. They were just basically looking at us make videos using like what was beta tested. And from there, they were investing on the concept, not as much as like, oh, I pay now, I get a card. And basically the concept was how it really works and how it works today. What people don't realize is that we ended up actually developing it by the time we got arrested, and we had the cards working with the wallet. But so how it works is essentially you have cryptocurrency in a crypto wallet, and then when you have a debit card or a prepaid card, and the prepaid card is backed by a pool of fiat currency. So then as soon as the person swipes, it pays in fiat currency. But on our side, on the back end, we take out the cryptocurrency value of how much they spent in fiat. And so we just have fiat pool that blocks it, like cash, US dollar, whatever country, euros, US dollar, whatever country the card's being used in.
So just explain it. So the way it would work, the way you'd sell it is, okay, Megyn Kelly, here's a card, you buy it, and then what? How would you tell me this is all going to go down?
So you're going to be able to swipe your card, and then it's going to subtract that amount in cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, whatever crypto you're using, out of your crypto wallet.
And where would you say I could use this card?
Anywhere.
Like at the Walgreens?
It's a Visa card.
Go get
It's a Visa card. Yeah, you can just go to the store and use it. Like they have them now. There's other companies that were our competitors that made the same lies that now own Staples Center. They made the exact same lies as us. They said they had Visa, MasterCard. They own Staples Center. They just settled. It works. The concept works.
That's unbelievable. Okay, so we've gotten there. The vision actually was realized, but it wasn't totally real while you were doing it and pushing it.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, go ahead.
No, we completely lied in the very beginning. That's 100% true, and that's what we were arrested for. People like Netflix sensationalized the part about just like the crime part, right? We completely lied. We made up a fake CEO. We didn't have Visa, MasterCard in the beginning. But once we raised a few $1 million, we actually worked. We hired 40 plus developers in-house to develop this product, and we built towards what we were trying to develop, and we got there by the time we got arrested. But that's just not talked about ever.
That's the bitter irony of the whole thing. All right, so you're committing this fraud. You're getting people to donate based on the beta testing, like it's going to be the next big thing. You should get in now while the getting's good. And then at some point early on, I guess, there was like a crypto guru who wrote a favorable article about Centra Tech. And my impression from the podcast, guys, is that you were like, hell yeah, great, right? Like you weren't expecting this. And it turns out this guy didn't even mean to be writing it about your company. Hold on, there's a little clip, I think, from the Netflix special about this guy. Let's play it, and then you guys can explain it in SOT 1.
Clearly, there was a reason why all this big money was coming in. People in our chat room started saying, Cliff High wrote this article, you guys see that? And me and Sorby jumped in there, we're like, Of course we know Cliff High. Like, we love Cliff High. Like, yeah, he's the man. We had no fucking idea who he was.
The whole banking system is failing. But in the meantime, we're all going to be dealing with real money in the form of gold, silver, and cryptos. And the cryptos are going to be the fluid part of it.
And he was like a crypto guru type of guy. He's just some like old nerd. He was saying this is going to be a big thing. He put out this press release telling all his big investors to put out their money for Centrum. We went from having like 200 people in our Slack channel to having like 2,000 people within like, a couple hours. Time to go to the stratosphere. This company's taken off.
Unbelievable. So,
It's a great
so it
clip.
was just dumb luck?
So we had raised a few $100,000, completely like just grinding it out, going in different chat rooms, pitching our idea. Then that article came out, and within a couple hours, a few million came in.
Oh my God, I kind of feel bad for Cliff High. Do you feel bad for
I
Cliff
do too.
High?
He's a super nice guy, and he's actually very intelligent. What he does is he uses like almost like an AI type of system that searches the internet for things, and he didn't do his due diligence before he put out his press release that had us in there. It basically combined the name Centra with a bank, and that was why that confusion happened.
Oh my Lord. This is you can't make this stuff up, right? It's like this poor guy, now since he's come out, he's like very sorry that he did all this and all that, but the damage is done. All right, so how long were things rolling along post the Cliff High mistaken article with all the money pouring in?
So how long was things going on?
Well, like until the
that
New York
article?
Times reporter came sniffing around. Like how long were the glory days before somebody was really kicking the tires?
It was really like a year period where everything was going good. My timelines are terrible though from my substance abuse.
That's all right.
I really like.
I'm not going to
that's,
hold
like,
you
the
to it.
part
I'm just
the
looking
worst
for a general feel. All right, so we're like around a year.
about a year period.
And what kind of dough are you bringing in?
At the height, like what happened was crazy too, is that everything we had raised, they said we raised 32 million, but that was at the same time as we raised that money, crypto went up like 10x. So it became a few hundred million pretty quickly. So we were making about 2 million a day at some points. And then there's another part that people never really covered is I figured out a way to basically control the price from like this decentralized exchange that ended up getting shut down. But there was like a way back then that you could essentially like artificially control the price.
It's amazing. Like you've got these genius powers that were used for evil, but it's wonderful to hear you talking about them and letting us all in on the secrets in a way, because it's like this thing is still big and it's still out there, and there are tons of people who are buying crypto as we speak. I mean, I guess we should ask that. Jonny, do you want to speak to this? Is it all a fraud? I mean, I know some people say this about Bitcoin and Ethereum, like it's all fraudulent.
I think there's so many things. People hate nuance nowadays, and like there's so many things that are some things. Yeah, do your research. Some of them are legitimate, some of them are not legitimate, and just because one of them is a scam, or I mean, in crypto's case, a few hundred of them are a scam, doesn't mean they all are a scam. I would just say stick to the basics, and if there's a coin named after like an animal, probably don't buy that one.
Let me just ask you, Ray, were you shocked when Sam Bankman-Fried got arrested and his company imploded?
No, not at all. I wasn't shocked. I think in cryptocurrency, pretty much like 95% of it is fraud. If it's not considered fraud, it's insiders. Like the insiders are the ones always getting rich. And even like the controlling the price thing, now it's just done by AI bots, and they call them market makers. It's all the same thing. All these projects are making crazy money now, and their new loophole is just don't offer any product. Let's just tell everybody they're going to get rich off a picture of a dog.
Credit card rewards like cash back can empower families with extra savings while they deal with the rising price of groceries and gas. But our sponsor, the Electronic Payments Coalition, says some DC politicians are partnering with corporate megastores to take the cash back rewards away from families during skyrocketing inflation. Specifically, they say the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill would take billions from American families, lining corporate pockets instead. Learn more at electronicpaymentscoalition.org and see for yourself if you want to protect credit card rewards, and tell D.C. politicians to oppose the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. That's electronicpaymentscoalition.org. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.